increasing, decreasing, and constant intervals. You basically want to look at your graph at the different sections, and then it is only going to be the x values is what we are looking for. So I'm going to use my arrow tool, and I'm going to section off this graph. So right here, this first little section, I can tell that my graph is increasing in this little spot right here. And I'm going to kind of adjust this so you can see that it says increase in section number 1. And this increase, this arrow is kind of cutting off. So technically, it is increasing in this section from negative, we're going to say infinity because technically, even though there's no arrow there, we know there should be an arrow there. Negative infinity to, it looks like my x value where it stops is at -5. I'm only looking at the x values. Negative infinity to -5 is where I'm increasing. Then, so I'm just going to kind of put this right here, just at the bottom. Then I'm going to look at section number 2. So I'm going to slide these little black rectangles over because I just want to block off this part of this graph. And again, I'm only looking at the x values, so I'm just going to highlight the x values. They're a little tricky to see on the screen. But I'm looking at that, and that space on my graph where my line is flat, that is called constant. So I'm just going to kind of put that label right there. And the x values where it is constant, because the intervals are only dealing with the x values, is between, looks like -6.5. Let me get my little equation editor. -6.5 is the first x value, and then it stops being constant at 0. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to put this here, so the interval where it is constant. I'm actually just going to put it with its label. And then I'm going to go to the next part of the graph. I can see right here, I'm going to start kind of highlighting and using different colors. So if it's increasing, I'm going to highlight it in red. I got to make sure I actually select red. So right here, and again, I need to make sure I'm only reading my x values. So the x value is going to be the previous x value, which is 0. So at the x value of 0, it started to increase again. So 0, it started to increase again. And then according to my little rectangle, it looks like it's stopping at, I want to say 2, but I'm going to be certain. So I'm going to move the rectangle out of the way. In fact, it was a 2. So from 0 to 2, my graph was increasing again. Thing with increasing and decreasing, it's definitely going to be only about the x values. And I'm going to kind of put these in there and color code these. So my increasing intervals, I'm going to highlight in red. My constant intervals, I'm going to highlight in yellow, if you can see that. And then my decreasing, I'm going to highlight in blue. Oh dear. And all of this is decreasing. And so let me go back. This is one of my increasing intervals. This was a constant one, so I'm going to leave that black simply because writing in yellow isn't going to work. So this is definitely a constant interval. This was another increasing interval. And last but not least, that last interval